morning. Proof is our continuation report. Further, Article 29 of the UNCRC states that 1. States parties agree that the education of the child shall be directed to a. The development of the child's personality, talents, and mental and physical abilities to their fullest potential. B. The development of respect for the human rights and fundamental freedoms and for the principles enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations. Letter C. The development of respect for the child's parents of his or her own cultural identity, values, for the national values of the country in which the child is living, the country from which he or she may originate, and for the civilization different from his or her own. Letter D. The preparation of the child, responsibility, life in free society, in the spirit of understanding, peace, tolerance, equality of sexes, and friendship among all people, ethnic, national, and religious groups, and persons of indigenous origin. Letter E. The development of respect for the natural environment. And number 2. No part of the present article or Article 28 shall be construed so as to interfere with the liberty of individual and bodies to establish and direct educational institutions, subject always to be the observance of the principles set forth in paragraph 1 of the present article, and to be requirements that the education given in such institution shall conform to such minimum standard as may be laid down by the state. This Article 29 of the UNCRC says that a child or a young person education should help their mind, body, and talent be the best they can. It should also build their respect for others and also the whole world. And they should also learn to respect like their rights and the rights of others, their freedom and the freedom of others, their parents also, and the last is the identity, language, and values of the countries, including their own. And education should prepare children and young people for a responsible life in a free society. It should teach them on how to live in an understanding and tolerant way that is non-violent and that respect the environment. The 1990 Injuntain Declaration. In 1990, the International Literacy Year, about 1,500 delegates from 155 countries and representatives of some 150 governmental and non-governmental and intergovernmental organizations met at the World Conference on Education for All in Jomtien, Thailand, and called upon all countries to universalize basic education. The World Conference of Education for All was a historic demonstration of the will and commitment of countries to establish in the area of the child, adult, and family and education a new basis for overcoming inequality and generating new opportunities. For eradicating poverty, emphasis was placed not only access to basic education, but also on the quality of education and actual learning outcomes. The World Conference on Education for All Declaration laid down in the World Declaration on Education for All of the following. 1. Recalling that education is a fundamental right for all people, women and men of all ages throughout our world. 2. Understanding that education can help ensure us a safer, healthier, more prosperous, and environmentally sound world, while simultaneously contributing to social, economic, and cultural progress, tolerance, and international cooperation. 3. Knowing that education is an indispensable key to, though not a sufficient condition for personal and social improvement. 4. Recognizing that traditional knowledge and indigenous cultural heritage have a value and validity in their own right, and a capacity to both define and promote development. 5. Acknowledging that overall the current provision of education is seriously deficient, and that it must be made more relevant and qualitative qualitatively improved and made university available. Recognizing that sound basic education is fundamental to the strengthening of higher level of education and of scientific and technological literacy and capacity, and thus to self-reliant development. And 6. Recognizing the necessity to give to present and coming generations an expanded vision of and a renewed commitment to basic education to address the scale and complexity of the challenges proclaimed of the following. Based on it, it says that every person, child, youth, and adult shall be able to benefit from educational opportunity designed to meet their basic needs, and these needs comprise both essential learning tools such as literacy, numeracy, oral expression, and problem solving to develop their full capacity to live and work dignity, to participate fully in development, to improve the quality of their lives, to make informed decisions, and to continue learning. The scope of basic learning needs and how they should be met varies with individual countries, and cultures inevitably changes with the passage of time. Basic learning needs of adults and children must be addressed wherever they exist. At least they develop, and low-income countries have special needs which require priority and international support for the basic education in the 1990s.